Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? I hope all of you are doing well. Today, we're going to learn one of the most useful grammar topic in English, namely conditional sentences. Before we start, I'd like to ask you a simple question. Have you ever said something like kalau saya punya banyak uang, kalau saya belajar lebih giat, kalau besok hujan atau bla bla bla? Almost everyone says these expressions in daily life. In English, all those expressions belong to what we call conditional sentences. So, today's lesson is not only about grammar rules. It is about how English speakers express possibilities, imaginations, hopes, and regrets. By the end of these lessons, I expect all of you to be able to identify, construct, and use conditional sentences appropriately in both spoken and written English. Let's begin. Understanding the concept before discussions, the formulas. I want you to understand the concept first. Many students memorize grammar rules without understanding the meaning behind them. Actually, conditional sentences are very logical. They simply describe a relationship between the conditions and its results. Think about this sentence. If it rains, I will stay at home. The rain is the conditions. Staying at home is the result. Without the conditions, there is no result. Now let's look at another example. If I were a millionaire, I would buy a Ferrari. Am I a millionaire? Of course not. This sentence talks about imaginations. Now another one. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Can I change the past? No. This sentence expresses regret. So, today we are actually discussing three different realities: a possible reality, an imaginary reality, and past reality that cannot be changed. That is the heart of conditional sentences. Today's lesson will be divided into several parts. First, we'll understand the structures. Second, we'll discuss the three parts of conditional sentences. And the third, we'll identify common mistakes. Fourth, we'll practice using them. Finally, we'll connect this grammar to real communications. So, please don't focus only on memorizing the formulas. Instead, try to understand why English uses different patterns. Anatomy of conditional sentences. And every conditional sentences has two parts. The first part is called if clause. This part contains the conditions. For example, if you study hard, this sentence feels incomplete. Why? Because we are still waiting for the result. The second part is called the main clause. For example, you will pass the exam. Now, the sentence is complete. Notice that the order can change. You may say, if you study hard, you will pass the exam. Or, you will pass the exam if you study hard. Both are correct. The only difference punctuations. When the if clause comes first, we use comma. When it comes second, we don't. This slide is extremely important, so listen carefully. Most grammar mistakes happen because students do not understand time. Let's imagine the timeline. The first timeline represents something that may happen in the future. This is conditional sentence type 1. The second timeline represents something unreal in the present. And this is conditional sentence type 2. The third timeline represents something finished in the past. This is conditional sentence type 3. So, remember, conditional sentences are actually about time and reality, not only about grammar formulas. Now, let's discuss the first type. Conditional type 1 talks about the real possibilities. Something may happen, maybe yes, or maybe no. The formula is if plus simple present sentence, comma, will, verb 1, and so on. Let's read the example together. If I study hard, I will pass the exam. Am I studying now? Maybe. Will I pass? Possibly. Nothing is certain. That is why this is called a real conditions. We often use this type when giving warnings. For example, if you do not wear a helmet, you will get hurt. We also use it for promises. If you come early, I will help you. And predictions, of course. If the weather is nice, we will go to the beach. Common mistakes now. Now, let's discuss the common mistakes that Indonesian students often make. Many students write, if it will rain, I will stay home. Is it correct? No. After if, we never use will in type 1. The correct sentence should be, if it rains, I will stay home. Why? Because the word if already carries the future's meaning. So, adding will makes the sentence grammatically incorrect. Please remember, this because it often appears in TOEFL questions or another test. Now, conditional sentence type 2. Let's move to conditional types 2. This type talks about situations that are imaginary or unreal. For example, if I were rich, I would travel around Europe. Am I rich? No, I'm only imagining. Notice something interesting. We use I were instead of I was. Why? Because English uses something called the subjunctive mood. In formal English, if I were is considered grammatically correct. As future English teachers, you should teach this form to your students. Functions of type 2 has many functions. One of the most common is giving advice politely instead of saying you should apologize. Native speakers often say, if I were you, I would apologize. It sounds softer, more polite, and more natural. This expression is very common in conversations. Please memorize it because you'll hear it frequently in English movies and daily conversations. Conditional sentence type 3. Now we arrive at the last type. Conditional type 3. This is probably the most emotional one. Why? Because it expresses regret. For example, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the examinations. This means I didn't study. I failed. Now I regret it. Can I change the past? No. That's why this type always talk about impossible situations in the past. And more examples. Let's see another examples. If they had left earlier, they would have caught the train. What actually happened? They left late. They missed the train. Again, the past cannot be changed. Conditional type 3 simply allows us to imagine an alternative past. And now we go to comparing all types of conditional sentence. Let's compare everything. We've learned type 1, possibly future. Type 2, imaginary present. Type 3, impossible past. Whenever you're confused, don't memorize the formulas first. Ask yourself 2 questions. Is it real? When does it happen? Once you answer these questions, the grammar becomes much easier. You must learn to identify students' mistakes. Let's analyze this sentence. If she was taller, can anyone tell me what's wrong? Exactly. It should be if she were taller. Now another one. They should pass correct. No, it should they would have passed. Error analysis is one of the most important teaching skills. Now I'd like everyone to participate. I'm going to say a situations and please decide whether it belongs to type 1, 2 or 3. Ready? Okay, listen. If tomorrow is sunny, we will play football together. Which type? Excellent. Type 1. Next, if I were the president, I would improve education. Exactly. Type 2. And the last one, if I had woken up earlier, I wouldn't have missed the bus. Come on. It should be easy. Yes, type 3. Very good. Real-life applications grammar should never stay inside textbook. Conditional sentence are everywhere. In business, if customers buy more product, the company will increase the productions. In educations, if the students practice more English, they would become more confident. And in environmental issues, if the governments had reduced carbon emissions earlier, climate change would have been less severe. This is why conditional sentences are essential for the academic writing and professional communications. Before we finish, I'd like you to remember one important message. Conditional sentences are not merely grammar formulas. They help us expression possibilities, dreams, advice, and regrets. When you become English teachers, don't ask your students to memorize the formulas only, but help them understand the meaning behind every sentence. Because once they understand the meaning, they will naturally remember the grammar. Thank you very much for your attention. Does anyone have a questions? Text your questions below. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.